What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. All right, guys, look, we are coming off the back of a very strong week. That was last week. When I say we, I mean all of us here over on YouTube, and especially the guys who are over at the Patreon, all right? Because last week we entered into a couple of trades on Nvidia that skyrocketed. Profit numbers went crazy, absolutely wild across the board. As a matter of fact, let me show you real quick. Give me a minute. I'll show you what we're working with from last week, because what we want to do is we want to take that same energy from last week into this week. All right, that's the plan. So this was one of the trades from last week. This was on Nvidia. You can see it here. $17,000 profit. That's just the power of the markets, guys. All right, and to be honest, that's small in comparison to what really is out there. There's the opportunity to make tens, hundreds, millions in these markets, right? So that's why I try and promote it to you guys, try and get you involved, try and get you in the right places, because you can most definitely do a full 360 on your life, regardless of what position you're in, your education, what you're going through, doesn't matter. Markets have the ability to skyrocket you from where you are at into a future, a very, very prosperous future, right? So it's an exciting place to be. So hopefully you guys are excited about the markets as I am. And I know from you guys who comment on these videos, you definitely are excited about the markets. You are enthusiastic about it. And that's what I love, right? So do make sure you drop down some comments below. I read all of your comments and I do appreciate them. All right, so let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and all of that. So we're going to do this together. We're going to go through the markets. We're going to do it systematically. I'm going to show you guys a couple of things, and we're going to pinpoint and highlight where the opportunities lie this week, right? So last week was a successful week. We did what we needed to do, but now's a brand new week and we want to strategize, understand what the market's telling us, and execute on that accordingly. Because if we do that in that order, we're going to do very, very well for ourselves as a collective, okay? And before I jump into it, guys, do make sure, if you're not already, tap into the Patreon. The link for that is down below. The guys over there get the real-time alerts. I was chatting to them yesterday. All right, so Sunday evening, getting them prepped for this week, what they need to look out for, price levels, and all of that good stuff. So make sure you're in the Patreon. Link for that is down below. So as I said, we're going to go through the markets together. And I always like starting with the overall index, because that's going to give us that broad-based view. All right, so what I want to do is hopefully remove some of the errors, right, the erroneous ways that you may be experiencing, or the ways that you're approaching the markets. If we clean up your approach to the markets and help you systemize a way of looking at the markets, analyzing the markets, understanding what it's telling us, we're going to put you on a good path, okay? Because a lot of you guys may have market experience, but what we want to do is fine tune that, okay? So if I'm looking at the NASDAQ, yeah, I always say we want to keep it simple. We don't want to overcomplicate it. Really and truly, there's two things you want to know when it comes to the markets, and the rest of the stuff is just excess, right? It's just fluff. You don't need to know it. All you need to know is key levels of supply and demand, or support and resistance, the same thing, all right? So we're going to use support and resistance. And also you want to understand this wave theory, wave patterns. And what that means is the markets often move in waves of 5. So if this is something that you are not familiar with, I'm going to show you right now, because we're seeing that play out, okay? And this is all the information that led to that 17,000 in profit that I shared with you guys in the beginning of the video, because that will soon be you, all right? If you're not already making thousands, it is in your destiny, because you're watching me. So we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. And this is something that I was telling the Patreon about weeks ago, right? Weeks and weeks ago, I was telling them we're seeing this 5-wave formation. You have the opportunity to make money here, here, and here. And we're seeing it play out, right? So this is the 5th wave. We're just seeing the 5th wave move today. You guys can see that. It should be clear. If this isn't clear, right, or if there's any misunderstanding, drop it down in a comment below and I'll explain it further. We've got this 5-wave formation, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, after this completion of a 5th wave, firstly, let me tell you, the 5th wave is often extremely powerful. And you can see that this 5th wave looks okay, which leads us to the conclusion that we have room to go where? Higher. Because the 5th wave is a very powerful wave, right? And where we are at today doesn't look like a completion of a 5th wave. Now, a lot of you guys, you may have entered into the market this year. Some of you may have entered last year. Some of you may have 3 years experience. I'm coming on close to 10 years experience now. And as you guys earn your badges, earn your stripes in the market through the number of accumulated years that you are in the market, you'll start to see repeated patterns play out over and over and over again. So things I tell you come from 10 years of experience, seeing the same things over and over again, because history has a funny habit of repeating itself. So now we're in this situation where we are moving through the 5th wave. I know from my experience that we should continue to see this move higher. Okay, now that doesn't mean you can't get, a little bit of red here, a little bit of a sell-off there, but the general trend, the momentum is higher. Okay, so we want to use that to our advantage. Okay, so given the fact that we have not completed this 5th wave, it doesn't make sense to go guns blazing out there in the markets on put options. Now, again, those who are regular viewers of the channel, you should know that we want to maximize our returns in the market through the use of options, because options are super, super powerful, right? So I can see that we can see right now that the market is up 1%. However, in the options market, if we're to take advantage of that move that we're seeing right now, that translates into 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 150, 200%, right? Options allow you to maximize your return potential. All you need to do is know where the markets are going next. If you're able to know where the markets are going next, you can reap massive rewards on that. And that's what I'm trying to get for you guys. I'm trying to get all of you guys to reap massive rewards. Yeah, that's the aim of the game. So we should expect markets to move higher over the course of this week, over the course of next week, until we get that completion of the 5th wave. As a matter of fact, the way markets are looking like we're going to go and retest those all-time high levels. All right, a retest of that all-time high will probably be a completion of that 5th wave, and then we'll start to probably get a bit of chop, maybe a bit of sideways, then a movement down. So yes, you can enter into call options. Remember, you enter into call options if you expect the market to move higher. So we expect the market to move higher, so entering into call options should yield good results. All right, so expectation is the markets move higher, continue to move higher to complete this 5th wave. All right, I have to keep it simple. The more simplistic your approach to the markets is, the better your results are going to be. All right, that's a principle that I live by. That's a principle that serves me very well, and that's a principle that I want to serve you guys very well. All right, just like it does for me, I want it to do the same for you guys as well. All right, so market should push higher, shouldn't be too difficult. Yes, you might get a bit of a chop. To be honest, even if we were to see a bit of a red tomorrow, to be honest, I wouldn't expect the markets to drop any more than 0.5%. All right, I wouldn't expect any more than 0.5% if the markets are to show a little bit of weakness tomorrow. Do I think we're going to get straight green days from here till the Nasdaq meets its all-time high again? No. Going to throw a few curveballs. And that might throw a few people off, right? That's why the Patreon's important, because I might say something on the YouTube. You might be like, all right, cool, Sankey says this. I know I want to get in here. I know the game plan. I'm ready to go. Boom, market throws a curveball at you. And that's what it does. What it likes to do is it likes to weave out those that are inexperienced, that those don't have the conviction in their analysis. And the market's very, very good at doing that, all right? So there's been plenty of times where you guys might have watched me say something, market might have thrown a curveball at you, and then the market moves in the direction that I was telling you guys, right? So that's why the Patreon is important, to get those real-time updates, that real-time information, so that you're always in the know, right? So I expect the markets to move higher. A good way to play it could easily just be the TQQQ, right? Those who don't know, this is it moves 3 times what the NASDAQ moves. So if the NASDAQ moves 1%, the TQQQ is going to move 3%. In the options world, that 3% is easily 70, 80, 90, 100% returns, all right? That's big returns. That is huge returns, especially if you're doing it over and over and over again. That's exactly what we do. So I expect TQQ just to fly up straight to that $80 mark. No problem. Probably by the end of this week, all right? Midweek to the end of this week, I do think TQQ is going to go up to $80. That's call option money right there. All right, opportunity to just print money out of nothing. That's what's amazing about the markets to me, right? That's why I'm so fascinated by the fact that you're able to just print money out of like nothing is crazy. It's like, I can't think of anything like it. Most things you have to provide some sort of service, some sort of value. The markets is a money printing machine. If you have the experience, and all you need is knowledge of where the markets are going to go next, and you could literally print money. It is unbelievable, right? Hopefully you guys are as enthusiastic about the markets as I am. As a matter of fact, if you are, let me know, because we have got a very strong run up into the end of the year. It's going to be a fantastic couple of months. October, November, December. Tons and tons of opportunities are just going to be laid out for us, and they're there for the taking, right? Just as it was last week, same as it's going to be this week. Plenty of opportunities, right, for you guys to end this year in exceptional fashion. And that's what I want for you guys. All right, so TQQQ looking very strong. I expect it to go to $80, no problem. At 80, probably going to get a little bit of chop, bit of sideways action, bit of a sell up. Again, the exciting part here is you can catch it both ways. On the call options up to 80, when we get to 80, opportunity for the put options to print money on the way down, because do remember that 5th wave is coming to completion. So we want to enjoy the profits on the way up, and once we get that completion of the 5th wave, we want to be making money on the way down. And then the market resets, reforms, and then does something different. And again, that's just going to lead to a whole heap of opportunities. But before I hop off and leave you guys, I did mention Bitcoin a while back. All right, this was a couple, I don't know when it was exactly, but it was maybe a few months ago. And I did say, once we break through this level of resistance, and it's been a while since I've seen a setup as clean as this. And when you get something so clean, so precise to the T, all right, all these touch points forming this beautiful resistance formation, it leads to something pretty spectacular. Okay, so there's going to be money to be made here as well. And we are on the verge of a breakout of Bitcoin. Once we break through this little bit of resistance, all right, so we can see that today shot right up to that 66,000 mark, 66,000. You can see that right there. Once we break through that 66,000 intermediary resistance level, right? So remember, they've got that intermediary here, called its minor resistance at 66,000. Then we zoom out, we got that major resistance. Once we break out of there, this thing should have no problem making its way to 70,000 plus, and is on course to set a new high. Now we can translate that to the options market by taking advantage of names like Marathon, for example, which is one of these Bitcoin miners that moves like crazy, that is going to be a massive opportunity as well. Okay. Now I'm not going to get too much into that in this video because we haven't yet broken out, but as soon as we break out, I'm going to have to jump on and tell the guys over the Patreon, right? Because we're not missing that. We're not missing the move we're going to be seeing in Marathon, which is piggybacking off the spectacular move that we are going to be seeing in Bitcoin, all right? It's been a long wait for this resistance to break. The time is finally here, and it's going to be spectacular. That's all I'm going to say. And I want you guys to be reaping the rewards of this move that is going to be taking place. As I said, there's tons of opportunities, guys. That's just only two. Plenty that I want you guys to be taking advantage of. All right. Markets are a very exciting place. It's a very exciting time. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are as well. All right. So I'll catch you guys in the next video.